Hello, person of the internet. I am a recovered dandruff addict and I wanted to make this video to share how I got rid of it. So I've always had dandruff. I've had dandruff since I was a teenager, and I remember there was this day in secondary school when I was kind of on top of these stairs after class, and the class is kind of walking down and I'm rubbing my hair and it's literally snowing dandruff on top of them. I know. I'm a disgusting human being and I deserve your hate, but I wanted to illustrate how bad it really was. And I used anti-dandruff shampoo. I used every single one under the sun. You know, they all promised to get rid of my dandruff and none of them did. I kind of grew up and I thought, hold on a minute here, I think the shampoo might also be causing the dandruff in the first place. So I googled it, and there's this whole movement called no-poo, where people don't wash their hair with shampoo anymore. And I thought, cool, that sounds like something I want to try. And you know, at one point I used baking soda and vinegar, but it didn't work too well. Some people were saying use egg yolks. I was like, oh, that's a bit too much for me. And then some people were saying just don't wash your hair at all. Their claim was that there's like a natural equilibrium for your scalp, and when you're washing it, you're kind of disturbing that. So being the kind of person that has a YouTube channel where I do 30-day challenges, obviously I'm gonna jump on that. And within a month I realized that my hair could get worse. I had more dandruff than I ever did, and I kind of resigned, and I was disillusioned, and I thought, oh, I'm forever gonna be dandruff man. This is my fate. And then years passed, and I heard that some guy got rid of his dandruff in 3 months by not washing his hair, and Gary Barlow didn't wash his hair once in 14 years. So I was like, oh gosh, 3 months, that's quite a long time. But my hair wasn't getting any better, and I thought what I'm doing is obviously not working, so I have to try something. So I set off on this quest to not wash my hair and to get rid of my dandruff. After around a month, my dandruff was worse than it ever was. It was so bad, in fact, that it reached like a peak state of dandruff. It reached the limit where I felt like my head could no longer hold any more of it, so it just wasn't making any more. And that was kind of comforting. At least it wasn't getting any worse, right? I started noticing things. I started noticing that when I'm combing my hair, less hair falls off. And then another thing started happening. See, I've been growing my hair out for years. I'm trying to get it to shoulder length for 4 or 5 years easily, and it's been a really slow process. Now, as a kid, I remember being the guy whose hair grew really fast. I remember that being like a label for me. People were like, oh, your hair grows really fast, you had it cut the other day. Now that was no longer a thing now that I'm in my 20s, which was inconvenient. But now all of a sudden my hair is growing really fast. I know this is the case because like it's growing too fast now. But anyway, then I started noticing that this limit, which I reached, a peak state of dandruff, what we like to call it, it started getting lower and lower and lower until around the 3-month mark hit, and I no longer had any dandruff after that. I don't want to understate this because I'm 27 and having dandruff all my life and now not having it, it's a nice feeling. Especially that my hair looks the best it's ever been, and I'm not a doctor and this is just like bro science, but if my hair is growing fast, then the conditions for it to grow must be correct, you know? If something's growing, I believe that it's linked to it being healthy. Don't quote me on that. That's just what I think. So what do I do now? Do I just never wash my hair? When I comb my hair with my fingers. And once my fingers start getting greasy, I know it's time to wash it. And that's when I start washing my hair. So that happens about once a month. And going from washing it like twice a week to once a month, it's a big difference, I think. I think there's something to be said in terms of letting your body do what it wants to do. Like, I think that you know, the body's designed to adapt and to like be in equilibrium and balance. And maybe by putting 30 chemicals on top of it every time we wash our hair isn't the best. So is this right for everyone? Probably not, you know. Just, it's worked for me, and it's worked for Gary Barlow, but it might not work for you, and I can't say that I know everything. For example, I told this to my friend Peter, and he has the other problem where his hair is too greasy instead of being dry. So would it work for him? I don't know. But if you have bad hair, I recommend you give this a go. You stand to lose nothing, and you stand to gain quite a bit. Assuming you're going to do this, I've got 3 tips for you, and then you can be off on your merry way. So tip number 1 is, if you're concerned about having too much dandruff on your clothes and stuff, just wear white clothes. But with that being said, no one ever noticed, and I didn't wear white exclusively or often at all. Tip number 2 is that I went through periods when my head was really itchy, like so itchy that I couldn't stop itching it, and my whole like desk was covered in flakes. But that itchiness comes and goes, so just kind of ride out the wave, man, and stick through it. You know, once you've committed and you've done like a couple of weeks, no point going back, you know. But maybe you won't be as desperate as I was. And then tip number 3 is spicy food ruins my head. Like, it nukes it. I was never a big fan of spicy food, but I've heard that spicy food is not good for your dandruff, and I guess I put that myth to the test when we ordered a really spicy Korean noodle, and we kind of challenged ourselves to eat it. And it was delicious, but really spicy. And in the following days after that, my hair, like the amount of dandruff I had, came back, which was horrific, because I thought I kind of got rid of the problem, and now I'm having to deal with it again. So I realized that I can't have spicy food, and might be the same for you. I've also heard alcohol's a thing. It seems to affect me less, thank God. So that's the end of the shampoo story. I've got a little 2-minute segue into something worth listening, but if you're only here for the shampoo, then you can go. I've got the idea that the whole reason the convention is to wash your hair so often, like once a day or once every 3 days or once a week with shampoo. I think that the reason we believe that as a society is because that's what we're told to believe by people who sell shampoo. That's kind of convenient for them, but it might not be the best for us. You know, what do people want, really? We want lovely, healthy hair forever. But if I sold you something that gives you lovely hair, healthy hair forever, then you wouldn't come back to buy more, would you? So it makes sense that, I mean, if I was a businessman that sold shampoo, I would make it so that it gives you nice hair for like a few days, but then if you want nice hair again, you have to keep using it. And if you run out, then you can just buy some more. Here's where what I want and what the person selling me the product are 2 different things. And I think we have to be aware of that difference. And it's probably the case with most multinational corporations. So I think it's interesting to think about the goals of different people. I'm not sure if that's making sense. Thanks for watching this video. If you think I'm a crazy weirdo and you think I have disgusting hair, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, well, why don't you like it? And if you really want to make me feel good, why don't you subscribe? Thanks for watching. Bye bye.